July 30th, 1999, I'm sitting in a rocking chair thinking about my life. I was 35 years old. I was married, had 3 kids, an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and one that was 6 months. I owned a construction company, had a nice house. We drove nice cars, spent weekends at the lake. On the outside, everything was great. But on the inside, I was a mess. My life was an absolute disaster. I was bankrupt spiritually, mentally, physically. Everything was coming apart at the seams, and I didn't know how to stop it. You see, the rocking chair I was sitting in was on the front porch of a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. I was sitting there thinking, what's happened? What's happened to me? As a husband, as a father, as a businessman, I was failing in every area of my life, and I didn't know what to do. So when I was in treatment, my counselor at the time had me go and do an assignment. And the assignment was to sit and write out the 10 attributes of the man that I aspired to be. He said, now I want you to go to the chapel and I want you to sit still and write these things out. He said, but what I want you to understand is you're not going to come up with all 10 at one time. He said, but what I want you to do when you get stuck, he said, I want you to learn to sit and listen to God. He said, don't ask God for anything, but sit still and listen. You've been asking him for too much for too long. It's time for you to learn to listen. And I did that. I sat in the chapel and I'd write a little bit, and then I'd sit and I would listen. And I got done. I don't know whether I was in there 30 minutes or 3 hours, but I got done with those 10 attributes. And I wrote down 11. And I came back to group the next day, and my counselor had me share those with the group. And when I did, I was happy. I was relieved because these are the attributes of the man I aspired to be. And I still have those. I saved them in my, I can reach over here in my desk and grab them right now. But the most profound thing that happened is when I got done sharing those with my group, my counselor looked at me and he said, now, Mark, what are you doing to be that guy? And I thought, wow, holy crap, I've missed the mark. I can write down on a piece of paper the man that I aspire to be, but are my thoughts and my actions and the way I'm living my life, is that the way I'm living today? And I realized at that time that I had just missed it. I was doing things all wrong, and that I had some changes to make. And for me, at that moment, I knew I was in the lowest place of my life. I was absolutely powerless over where I was and what I was doing. But I had to do something about it. I couldn't sit still. I had to get this thing fixed. So this is what I did. I got out of treatment, and I went to work. I went to work on me. And when I got better, the world around me got better. You know, for the first 35 years of my life, I complicated everything. For the last 19 years, I've uncomplicated it. That's why I chose to start Powerless to Powerful. What is it? Powerless to Powerful is a way to have life work in harmony in the 8 key areas that matter the most. Powerless to Powerful is a way to understand what's important. It's a way to get back to the essence of what we as men were born in, the image and likeness of our Creator. Want to know more? Just check this out.